She stood up slowly and walked home under the moonlight. That night, Chizzy could not sleep. She placed the wooden bowl beside her mat and stared at it. Every few minutes, she touched it to be sure it was still there. Before dawn, she woke up and decided to try it. She washed her hands carefully. Then she dipped her finger into the powder and gently rubbed it on her face, just like the old woman instructed. As soon as the powder touched her skin, she felt a burning sensation. She gasped. It was not the kind of pain that made her scream, but the kind that went deep, like fire crawling under her skin. She wanted to wipe it off, but the old woman's warning echoed in her head. Water must never touch your face. She endured it. After a few minutes, the burning stopped. Her face felt tight, smooth, strange. She rushed to the small broken mirror hanging in her room. What she saw made her knees weak. Her skin looked clearer, her cheekbones softened, her eyes looked brighter. She looked different, not perfect yet, but changed. Chizzy covered her mouth in shock. She smiled. For the first time in her life, she smiled at her reflection. She tied her wrapper and walked to the market as usual. She kept her head low, afraid the magic might disappear if people stared too long. But something strange happened. People stared. A woman selling pepper stopped mid-sentence and looked at her. Another woman whispered, "Is that Chizzy?" A man carrying yams turned around to look again. Chizzy felt her heart race. By the time she reached the market square, murmurs followed her everywhere. Her face looks different. She looks fresh. What did she do? Chizzy said nothing. She sold her vegetables and returned home quickly. That evening, she applied the powder again, and again. The burning came, but this time, when she looked into the mirror, she gasped. Her skin glowed, her lips looked fuller, her eyes shone like they carried light. She looked beautiful, not village beautiful, not manageable beautiful, but head-turning beautiful. Within a week, Chizzy became the talk of the village. Men began to pass by her house for no reason. Some greeted her shyly, some brought small gifts, some pretended to ask for directions they already knew. Women stared at her with jealousy. Children followed her around, calling her pretty. Chizzy walked like someone learning how to use a new body. She laughed more, she dressed better, but she was also afraid. Every night, she locked her door carefully. She never allowed water to touch her face. When she bathed, she tied a cloth tightly around her head. Every time rain clouds gathered, she rushed indoors. She obeyed the rules strictly, because she knew this beauty was not her own, it was borrowed. One evening, two men argued in the market over who would escort her home. Chizzy watched from a distance, confused and amazed. So this is how it feels to be wanted, she thought. Then one day, a man arrived in the village. His name was Chief Obinna. He was wealthy, respected, and much older than Chizzy. He owned lands, houses, and businesses. He had been married before, but his wife died many years ago. When Chief Obinna saw Chizzy, he stopped walking. He stared at her for a long time. That same evening, he sent his servants to her house with gifts, expensive wrappers, gold jewelry. A proposal. Chizzy shook with disbelief. Me, a chief's wife. The entire village buzzed with the news. Women who once mocked her now smiled fake smiles. Men who insulted her now bowed respectfully. Chizzy felt like she was living in another world. She accepted his proposal. The wedding was grand. Drums echoed through the village. Food was plenty. Music filled the air. Women stared at Chizzy in envy. Men whispered in admiration. As she sat beside her husband, covered in beautiful clothes and jewelry, Chizzy felt like crying, because for the first time in her life, she was no longer the woman nobody wanted. That night, she was taken to her husband's large house. Her heart beat fast. Her new life was about to truly begin, but destiny was waiting. Chizzy entered her husband's house like a queen. The building was large, with painted walls, shining floors, and soft lights. Servants moved quietly, bowing as she passed. Everything smelled expensive, soap, perfume, and fresh sheets. She had never lived in a place like this before. Her heart was full. So this is how life feels when you are chosen, she thought. Chief Obinna treated her gently. He spoke to her with respect and pride, as if he was showing the world a treasure. That night, after the celebrations ended,